Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're looking at the Doctor Who and the Daleks book, the official story of the films by John Walsh that came out last year maybe? I forget exactly when it came out. But it was a really nice book. This was actually sent to me by one of my subscribers, Steven, I believe. I'm not sure if he's ever really identified himself. But he sent a couple of them. This came in probably the biggest unboxing I've ever done. The biggest box I've ever gotten of fan mail. It was a lot of stuff that Steven sent. I really appreciate that. And it was a really good read. I did enjoy reading it. It's got a lot of really nice photos. It talks about, of course, both of the Peter Cushing film movies. The proposed third movie that ended up not getting made. It talks a little about it. Talks about, of course, the guy who got these off the ground, the director who did them. The fact, oh look, Terry Nation. It also talks about, it's got some really nice pictures in here. Talks about how the little girl that plays Susan in it, how she was really good. They called her, I can't remember her last name, it's like Tui or something like that. And they called her like One Take Tui. She was really good at doing things in like one take. It talks about how Peter Cushing was actually really sick during the filming of the second movie, and I believe that's the guy who basically came up with it to do it, and that looks like the director maybe right there. It talks about the director a lot too. It is a really fun read. There's Hartman and there's Cushing, learning about all the details, and I really like learning about the guy who did the paintings, the matte paintings. It talks about him and all of the work he did. It's got some really, really good photos in here. So it's a really fun read, and I really appreciate Steven sending it. The different cast, about how the girl that played Barbara in the first movie didn't want to come back for the second movie. I think she was up for another part. She ended up not getting, but she didn't want to. I think she didn't want to get typecast or something. Plus, she was up for that other part. I never liked the Thals design for the movie. I just don't. It just looks weird. I much prefer their TV look. But it's definitely a fun read. I'll show you some more of the pictures here. It's got some really cool shots. Look at that. That is a really cool shot of the forest in color there. That looks really good, which, I mean, the movie's in color, so that makes sense. Yeah, there's some really cool pictures in here. I definitely recommend it if you're a Doctor Who fan. There's the director right there. I really liked learning about him, reading about him. Some very iconic imagery. That is a cool matte painting. It talks a lot about the matte paintings used in it, the guy who did them. And you get, of course, different posters, and then some of the modern steelbook designs and stuff right here. I really like this one. I'd love to have that hanging on my wall. That just looks so good. I love that. And then, of course, the one they use for the book cover is also really, really good. I think this might have been, that one might have been in the States, I forget. Yeah, Daleks in Manhattan. Yeah, I remember reading about that. And then, of course, Dalek Invasion of Earth. And there's Mr. Cribbins himself. He looks so young. So young. Oh, look at that. He is so good in that movie. David. And of course, Philip Maddock, who's always good in Doctor Who when he shows up, always. And I believe this is the guy who plays Quatermass in one of the Hammer Quatermass films. I haven't seen it, but that's what I've been told. I can't remember if it mentions that in the book or if I've just heard that elsewhere. But yeah, it's a really got some really good shots in here. I really like the sets for some of these. Look at that set. That is such a cool picture. That's such a cool set. Look at that. Look at that stage. That is huge. Yeah, classic. Who couldn't get stuff like that, could it? That is so cool. Look at that. Look at that set. I absolutely love that set. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I really appreciate Steven sending it. It's really cool. I did like that spaceship design as well. Some model shots of it. And of course you get some of the different promo arts for it. I think that's the one that's on my Blu-ray copy. That is pretty cool. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to have hanging on a wall? That's pretty neat. So is that one. That almost looks like something out of like a Star Wars ripoff. Like a really cheap B-budget Star Wars ripoff, doesn't it? And then yeah, that one's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. So yeah, it's actually a really cool read. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of the Cushing movies, or if you just want to learn more about a piece of Doctor Who you might not be familiar with. And here it talks about the third Doctor Who film, the one that ended up not getting made because the second one sadly didn't do as well. Our first Doctor is there together. So yeah, pretty nice little shot. I just wanted to share that with you. Don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins, 3 of my top tier patrons. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. My P.O. box is down there in case you would like to send me anything. Again, this was sent by one of my subscribers, Steven, which I appreciate. The biggest box I've ever gotten. It was huge. There's a lot of stuff in it. But if you'd like to send anything, it's there, as is a link to my Amazon wish list. And as always, most importantly, thank you for watching.